Hi everybody, I'm Dan Wells. I write horror, fantasy, and science fiction, and I talk about games on the internet. Today I'm going to talk about Beach Patrol, which is a really fantastic, incredibly minimalist game. This is the PDF. This is how narrow it is. The entire thing is about 50 pages long, including the character sheet and like the front matter and stuff. It's very short. It's part of the Tiny D6 line from Gallant Knight Games, written by Alan Barr. This game is incredibly simple. This game engine is incredibly simple, which is what makes it so quick to pick up, so easy to teach, and so fun to play. Essentially, the core mechanic is that whenever you're going to do something, you roll 2 6-sided dice. If you have advantage on it, you roll 3. If you have disadvantage, you only roll 1. And then if you get a 5 or a 6 on either dice, on any of the dice, that is a success. And so now you know how to play. The entire thing is very simple. Okay, this one, Beach Patrol, this is actually my favorite of the Tiny D6 games, just because it's one that I love to take to conventions or to groups. It is very easy to pick up because it's essentially just Baywatch the RPG. It's not a licensed Baywatch game or anything, but it is a game about lifeguards on the beach who are solving problems and going through scenarios like that. Okay, so let's take a look really quick at what's inside the book. Okay, you now know how to do essentially everything, although this game does include one of my favorite mechanics, the dramatic slow-mo moment. Okay? Basically, once per session, you can choose one action that's really important, and then you automatically succeed if you describe the entire thing in exquisite detail as a slow motion, amazing moment. Okay? And that's, I think, all you need to know about the tone and the spirit of this game. That it's there for fun. It's not there for you to agonize over things. You certainly can play with the Tiny D6 engine, really deep and involved character things. This particular game, Beach Patrol, is just designed to be a fun, quick, short kind of a thing. Okay? So, let's talk about the lifeguard options, lifeguard creation. Okay? So, these are the character classes. There's 6 of them. They fit on 2 pages total. So for example, the veteran lifeguard starts with 8 stamina, and I didn't tell you what stamina is, but it's essentially your hit points. And then your power is best of the best. You gain an extra action when you're in the water. That's it. That's the entire character class. Okay? You don't need to worry about a bunch of extra attributes or feats or skills. That's it. The trainee lifeguard, who sits at the other end of the spectrum, only has 4 stamina, but they have the dumb luck archetype, which means that anytime they fail, they can test again with disadvantage. So, really simple stuff. They've also got an experienced lifeguard, a head lifeguard, the teenager, and the kid. And I love the kid because they have Danger Magnet as one of their 2 special abilities that just makes things happen to them. And you essentially now know how to play. There's some extra traits. You can customize your characters with this other list of traits. By the way, the art in this game is spectacular. And so huge kudos to the artist, who is, there's 2 of them, Nicolas Giacondino and Mike Brodu. So, for example, we've got, lifeguards diving into the water. There is indeed one shot of lifeguards running in slow motion across the beach. I just love all of it. Okay? So that's it. That's how to play. There's some extra rules, exactly how stamina works, exactly how combat works, but it's all incredibly simple. And what I want to show you now is this game has such a fantastic little miniature GM section. It's called the Harbor Master in this game. And so, for example, they've got an adventure generator. And the core adventure generator says, the lifeguards must verb the subject in the place while dealing with a hindrance and opposing the antagonist. Okay? And these are all done just as charts. Can you see that? 2 dice. So, an x-axis and a y-axis. We're going to try this right now. All right. The lifeguards must, 6 and 2, bargain the 3 and 4. Bargain with the thieves in the 6 and 1 in a grove of palm trees, while dealing with the 6 and 2 again, lust of the, dealing with lust and opposing the 4 and 4, the zoning coordinator. Okay? I love that because that is a straight out of the playbook Baywatch episode. The lifeguards must, bargain with some thieves in a grove of palm trees while dealing with lust and opposing the zoning coordinator. So that already gives you a little bit of, things to go with. Where's the lust? Who is in love with who? Or who just is in lust with who, right? Is it one of the lifeguards has fallen for a thief? Or maybe they've fallen for the zoning coordinator? Or maybe the thief, is lusting after a lifeguard? Whatever. And then also, what about that grove of palm trees? Why is that important? Is it because the zoning coordinator is trying to destroy it and you could turn this into like an ecological story? Or is the zoning coordinator, trying to do something else with the resort that's on the beach, and so you have to go out to the grove of palm trees in order to get away from the zoning coordinator and coordinate, your own actions with the thieves? And also, what are the thieves going to be doing? Do you need their help to fight against this evil zoning coordinator? Or what? So there's lots of really fun ideas, and there's just with these 5 tables, you can come up with so many. It is endlessly, replayable and redoable. As much as I love the game itself, and I think that it is a brilliantly designed game that is really beautifully put together with fantastic art and everything, and the writing is great, I think that these little adventure generators are, kind of the cherry on top of everything else. They're what really stands out to me. I'm already a huge fan of Gallant Knight games, but I love these adventure generators more than almost anything else. It's got a little section in here of, threats like an octopus, a shark. It also includes a megalodon and a sharkicane if you really want to go nuts, which is what brings us to magic. Now, most of your typical lifeguard scenarios are not going to include magic, but if you, like me, and apparently Alan Barr, are a fan of Baywatch Nights, the old spin-off series that kind of got away from the beach and turned into an oftentimes supernatural detective show, well, then there's like 2 pages at the back of the book that have got you covered, okay? So there's an entirely different Baywatch, Beach Patrol Nights adventure generator, okay? So we're going to do one of those real quick. 1 and 6. The lifeguards have to transport the nightclub owner in a lifeguard tower number 4. Interesting. Wonder why that's important. While dealing with the attack and opposing the star-crossed lovers. So that didn't get crazy. That didn't actually produce any magic. But there is, aliens in here, apparently, and there's ghosts. The hindrances can get kind of nuts. Let's see, there's kidnappings, there's hostage situations, there's traps, there's... I gotta find the... one on the subjects, there's missing psychic, maybe aliens, maybe vampires, maybe real magic. There's also some incredibly, like I showed you, some very light rules for magic. So if you want to play a really lightweight, really fun game, I recommend all of the Tiny D6 games, and I will be getting to them all later, but Beach Patrol is by far my favorite one. So, Everyone go check it out. This is available on Drive-Thru RPG. You can get it in PDF, or you can get this little POD thing like I have. It's a great game that I love to take around. I love to play with people and introduce them to people. Plays fast, super fun, and you don't even need to prep because you can just roll on that adventure generator and come up with a scenario right off the top of your head and roll with it. Anyway, thank you very much. This is Beach Patrol by Gallant Knight Games. Check it out. I'm Dan Wells, and you are awesome. Bye.